Brilliant. Good evening, RSF1, and welcome to Tier 2. We are at Singapore. You're joined by myself, RSF1 Shane. I'll be your streamer for the evening, and on co-coms is Mr. Pazuzu, Texas Ted, Patronus. He's a man of many names. How are you, Ted?
I'm good, Sal. Thank you. Yourself?
Good, thanks, mate. Yeah, very good, thank you. Right, if they were just, there's only 14 in, so we are missing somebody. I'm in. Streamers up. Oh, Camo's having internet issues, I think.
Oh, is Camo racing?
Yeah, I made him a deal.
The legend returns.
Yeah, he bribed me, mate. We were sure to drive, and I said, come on, you need to do your job, and he said, I will do, if you promise me you'll play Star Wars. So, now I've got to play Star Wars.
Where was his help yesterday with F1 with 11 people?
He's F2 pace, isn't he, so...
Ah, it's alright. The 11? I mean, we get this every other season. This is the last season of the game cycle, so it's like I said in the league the other day, it happens every game, and then next season we'll be rampacked again because it's a new game and a new hype.
It won't be happening every game, mate, I can tell you that for free. There's going to be a nice new rule change coming in next season.
What's that? What's this? Why is it every league I'm in are asking if I'm on the new gen or old gen console? What's going on? I've heard something that's going on, but I don't know what it is.
Basically, it's like FIFA, but obviously we don't know if that's if it's going to be cross-platform yet. We just know it's not cross-gen.
It's not cross-gen?
So
no. How are we going to play with half the league?
Well, the way it's going to work is the guys who have got next-gen consoles can play with the old-gen consoles, but the guys on old-gen can't play with next-gen.
So people with new-gen have to buy the game twice?
No, if you buy the most expensive
version, the Champion Edition, which we would be getting anyway.
Yeah, then it gives you the old version as well, so you'd essentially download two versions of F1.
Oh, I knew this point would come where people on old gen. See, the problem we have now with the games is that old gen consoles are holding new games back.
Yeah, I mean it's not a major issue. I don't want to go into any detail of what I've got in mind, but I have got something in mind that sort of fixes our issues a little bit. But I'm
getting the Champion Edition anyway. I mean, look at the other spicy bonuses you get. You get to play the game 3 days earlier.
Well, yeah, there is that.
I'm paying an extra tenner just to play
4 days earlier if you change your time zone.
Exactly, 4 days. I mean, we've done that, the past 3 games?
I've done it for FIFA as well a few times.
So what is it? Change it to New Zealand?
Yeah, smack in a bit of New Zealand and away you go.
Really? Change your location to New Zealand, you get to play the game in that 24 hours before that. Crazy.
So yeah, you can't go wrong.
Nope. But yeah, I mean, that in itself's worth a tenner.
As you're normally on comms, I'm pretty certain I know the answer to this, but you may surprise me. How is the championship looking?
If you give me 2 seconds, I'll tell you.
See,
it all depends if the table's been updated. See, Brundle's the man. Brundle's the one with all the knowledge.
Brundle is the man.
Brundle's the one with the knowledge. He's got all the stats. My phone's nearly bloody dead.
I know Brundle's planning on leaving us at the end of the season, unless I get my wicked way.
I hope he don't.
I hope he does it, mate. He's been such a big part of the league, done so much for the league.
So currently, championship standings, if this is updated, which I hope it is, we have IGN Legends in Mercedes on 167 points in first place. Okay. In second place, Mr. Pigeon Munch in AlphaTauri in 152 points. So it's that 15 points behind. It's not too much. Then in third place we've got Grunty 36 and Aston Martin on 124 points. Right, so he's a little bit more behind.
Do me a favour, send party invites to Pigeon, Legends and Grunty for me, please.
Starting up now, unfortunately.
No, it's fine, mate, because there's less than 15, so I'm pretty certain we can get him in and have a quick chat with him.
Who after Pigeon?
Pigeon, Legends and Grunt.
Oh, okay, I've got Grunt on my friends list. I think I might have Legends as well. There's Grunt, eh?
There's Pigeon. Pigeon put in the chat earlier on for me to do comms, and I explained that I couldn't because of the children, and I've ended up here anyway, so he's got his wish. There's Grunt. Just waiting.
Can someone invite Legends, please?
Oh. Dear.
Recently played with. Will he be in here?
What are you trying to set up here?
Here we go. I've got him.
We're setting up the top 3 in the championship, mate.
Yeah, you 3 are the top 3 in the championship.
We know Q1. We know Q1's going to be a little bit quiet, so we thought we'd have a little chat with you. While we're going, fill up a little bit of time. So has everyone got their audio included?
No.
Yeah.
You do. I get the feeling that they don't want to be here, Shane.
Well, tough. They're here now, so they're going to have to put up with it.
It's just that feeling I get.
I won't keep you too long, boys. When I said invite you, we weren't loading up. Oh, we were, and Petronius pointed it out, but I decided you'd come in anyway. One tribal retired. Is he going to... He might have a call on, I suppose.
Let me check the steward's report.
So, yeah, I thought I'd bring you in. Obviously, we're coming into Singapore now. Karoon, Legends, yourself, you're currently leading the championship, mate. How are you feeling about Singapore? Feeling good, or...?
I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling... I don't know what to say. No, not really, to be honest with you. I did a little bit of practice just before the race, and it wasn't great. It wasn't terrible, but I've been more confident, that's for sure.
Okay, so are you expecting a top 3, a top 5, or is it just a case of damage limitation for you?
I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you. It can go anywhere. Safety cars, damage, this race is a bit of a curveball, so I don't know what I want.
A lot that could happen. What's the weather looking like?
It's dry.
It's all dry, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't even look, I just went out.
It's a bit special.
It's a bit like me, that is.
I'm so used to dry now.
Right, well, you're leading the championship anyway, so I'd imagine any game you can make today on Pigeon or Grunt would be a good game for you, but we'll move on to Pigeon.
I've got a question to ask.
Go on, sorry. Sorry, Ted, my apologies.
Jesus. IGN Legends.
Yeah.
Where do you live, pal? I don't want your address, but what area do you live?
What area?
Because your voice is... I'm trying to get your accent. I just can't nail it.
Well, I mean...
I don't want your postcode, I just want to know the area.
No.
Like, I live near Birmingham. There you go.
Would you believe me if I said I lived in India?
Actually, I would.
You are Indian.
I actually would.
I am.
Fair enough. I wouldn't
The
expect
connection's
that, but I would
stable.
believe that.
Which is why he likes what's his name? Is it Karoon Cartagena?
Yes,
Karoon Chandok.
Yes, Karoon Chandok. Bloody hell.
Karoon Chandok.
How long have you been watching F1 for, Shane?
Me, quite a while.
Disgusted.
Why?
Next. You don't know that name?
Okay, next. Let's move on. Crew's on his off. Let's move on. Pigeon, so you're currently second in the championship. I think it's 15 points. I think currently separate you and Legends. Are you feeling confident going into Singapore?
I don't know. It's one of them tracks where it's just so difficult. I don't know if I'll say I'm confident, but I've always kind of gone well here because I've usually kind of played it safe, which I hope to try and do again. But when you're fighting for the championship, you might want to try a bit more aggressive. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, normally if this is a sort of track, a late safety car, play it safe, no penalties, you could end up in a really strong position from it. I mean, do you think you can take it to Legends and win the championship from him come towards the end of the season?
Ooh, I don't know. It depends how many more lucky races I get where the game screws him over and it gives me the win. I've had 2 already. I could do with some more. That'd be nice.
Another one today. You're hoping for then?
But I don't know. He's very fast, but he likes to make mistakes, don't you, Legend? So we'll see.
I love the smack talk. I love it.
he has tapped a wall already on the track. I saw that near right foot for me.
Just to let you know,
Any
One
questions,
Trouble does
Ted?
not have a qualifying. No, but
He
One
does,
Trouble
he
does
does,
not
he
have a
does.
qualifying.
It does. It
Not
does.
in the report.
Yeah, it's for about 5 races ago.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Then. Fair enough.
He's head steward, so I'm going to take his word for it.
Yep, I'll take his word because he's head steward.
Any further questions, Ted? I don't want to miss you out again.
No, I don't actually. I just like the smack talk.
So we move on to yourself, Grunt. I think you're a little bit further behind. Are you, what, 3 or 4 points behind him?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, anything, a couple of races and you can totally mix it, said you can be leading the championship. Do you think you can catch up with the front 2 and mount a real challenge on them?
Yeah, well, I try and obviously keep it consistent. Take it from muddy. Try and keep it as consistent as possible, just to put the car in the right places, etc. Like that's all I've really been doing. Like I'm not the 3rd fastest on the grid, let's be honest. But like I will just make sure I keep the car on the track. Don't hit the walls. Try not to get penalties, even though I do. Just, keep the car in the right place. I would never expect myself to be in 3rd in the championship. I'd have thought like I'd be scratching for 10th. Damage limitation every race.
Obviously, you've done well, mate. How are you expecting to go here?
Well, I've done no practice, and I feel absolutely awful right now, so I don't expect to do well at all.
Okay. Is that anything to do with a heavy weekend of beer and golf?
It's really not. It's just illnesses.
Yes.
You want to golf? You want Cornish?
Oh, come on, it's obviously me.
All right, mate. Calm down, put you out.
I've got about 20 odd shots.
Oh, okay. I don't mind a game of golf myself, but unfortunately, I didn't get him. Did you get one, Ted?
No, I didn't.
Mate, I just drove down there. He didn't just drove down there, mate.
Right, boys. I will. Any questions, Ted? Sorry.
Oh, see, look, he was going to cut me off again, wasn't he? God. Nah, I mean, you've had some great form at the moment, Grunty, so I'm expecting you to do okay today, even though you've had no practice. But,
Thanks, pal.
seeing you
I'm
on
already
the podium
cooking
in the
the
last
pigeon,
2
you see,
races.
so...
See, that's what I mean. Rapid, man. 2 seconds faster. 2.4, actually, but hey, who's counting?
Right, go on then, boys. I'll let you go ready. Obviously,
Good luck in your race, lads.
Just in case you're setting the time, so I'll let you go ready for Q2. Oh, bye, Pigeon. Bye, mate.
Oh, Pigeon was off. He flew the field straight away.
I'll
He was
speak to
gone,
you
mate.
in
He
the
said bye,
podium
mate.
after the race, boys, yeah.
He was straight off with the message side around his ankle. Don't know where he's going, Martin.
Speak after the race.
Take it easy,
Yeah,
boys.
you do.
So yeah, that was the front 3 in the championship. I'm going to be honest, none of them sound greatly confident here today, so we could see none of them towards the front end. I mean, at the minute, it's difficult to go by in Q1 tag because all they need to do is set a lap time here. So, but at the minute, Tornado is the quickest with a 36.2. Matty is just setting a time now. Oh, no, he must have validated. Oh, Cornish. He's on a lap. Shall we follow Cornish around for a lap?
Whoa!
Where are you, Ted?
Just spun it. Cornish Star. He just clipped the inside curb of the last chicane and just lost it.
Yeah,
He got a snap of oversteer. Yeah, he got a snap of oversteer, corrected it, and then it just threw the other way. And spun right round. Lucky to not go into the wall, if I'm being honest.
We need, obviously myself, I've been doing a lot of PC racing. In this sort of situation, they've got replays and stuff. You can actually rewind and watch stuff back.
Yeah.
It's really good.
What, is this the next game?
No, obviously I do a lot of iRacing on PC.
Oh, okay, yeah, got you. Yeah, I've seen a lot of iRacing streams. They're really good. Who's what?
There was somebody out towards the wall. I'm not sure who it was. It looked like an AlphaTauri. It could have been Matty, I suppose.
Have you seen the, if I'm reading it correctly, in the next F1 game, have you seen the, what's it called? There's a new camera function, which I think is going to be really good for league racing. Apparently, if you turn it on, it'll switch the camera to like the nearest action or something like that. If I'm reading it correctly. If I'm reading it correctly, because when I first read it, I was like, oh, that would be really good for leagues. I think I took a screenshot. Did I send it you? I
don't think so, no. With iRacing, though, you can literally be watching, like now while we're watching. And we can rewind and go back to anything we want to, and then come back to the live screens and whatever else. It's really good. It'd be great if they had something like that on F1 for comms. Really
well,
good.
This is what I mean. I personally think if F1 is to keep up with today's AAA games, this next game has to be the last game for old gen.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's one of them.
They need to focus on the new gen, and then there's people out there that doesn't have new gen, and I know that we've got like a credit crunch on and all that. But I mean, what's the point in bringing new gen consoles out if we're not actually going to be using the full amount of power it can give you?
Yeah, it's obviously it's a bad situation for us as a league to be in.
It is. It really is.
Working there, but like I said, I've got a plan for it, and I'm pretty certain it's something that we'll like. This might give you an idea of its head, but I'm not going to say too much. It's an idea I have mentioned previously that we could try out as a league format. And that's the idea that I've got towards Old Gen. May make sense to you, it may not.
No, it doesn't. But I tell you what else makes sense though. A question to be asked to the committee, Shane, wink wink, committee member. The next game, we are actually having sprint race formations at certain tracks. Will we be having that in
again, that's all right, Hutch.
That's just a question I've posted.
Again, it's something we haven't discussed as of yet, mate. So I can't really say yes or no.
I'm not expecting an answer.
No, we have discussed different formats and different things for next season. Due to, so I don't mind sharing the ideas that we're sort of toying around with. Might give us some good feedback, but we're toying around with 10 race calendars. The 10 race calendar will keep drivers interested longer rather than us having the F1, for example, has got like 28 drivers in it, but they can barely get 15 on the grid.
Yeah.
So situations like that. So yeah, we're toying with different ideas and different rules that we can implement next season to try and hope to keep people on the grid. It may see us lose drivers, but if these rules see us lose drivers, it'll lose the drivers that are not committed to racing here anyway, which leaves people on a grid, on a shorter grid that they don't want to be on. So it's not the end of the world if that sort of thing happens. You never want to lose drivers, but it is what it is. Hush's put in the chat, but it's Phil Mitchell.
It's Phil Mitchell. Yeah, it is Phil Mitchell. Get your wax out, slap his forehead.
I prefer Al Murray. I think he shoots me better. Saying that, Phil Mitchell used to drink a lot, don't he?
Still does, doesn't he? I don't know. I haven't watched EastEnders in about 10 years.
No, neither have I.
But the last time I watched EastEnders, Phil Mitchell was an alcoholic, but still a badass.
Yeah. Last time I watched EastEnders, Sharon was fire. I don't know if it's still
Sharon was fire. She ain't been fire for a while, mate. Oh God, and you're younger than me as well, Shane. Jeez.
So I know One Shot's not set a lap, but I am well aware that he is here for the race, but he's not here for qualifying.
No, he's got a quali ban from 5 races back ago, Grundy said.
No, that was tribal.
Yeah, one tribal, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on about ripping One Shot?
Yeah, he's currently away watching the Leeds game, but if Camo, Grunty, Cornish, if any of you guys are listening, you make sure you message him and tell him that he needs to come and press A in around about 5 minutes' time.
Yeah. I say, because if you don't want to take part, because we have a rule, don't we, in RSF on that, if you have to set a lap. But if you don't want to participate in the qualifying, just want to do the race, you have to have permission. Is it from the division head, is it? Something like that?
No,
just in case anyone's watching that wants to know the procedure, just in case.
It was something we never took into account. Obviously, we brought in the rule that you need to set laps and qualifying, but then there was a rule come in due to lobby issues where you had to join before the lobby started, or you couldn't join qualifying.
It makes the lobby unstable.
I think it was Dave a few weeks back. He joined, didn't want to do qualifying. He retired and didn't set a lap, and that obviously, it's overlapped a rule.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair enough.
We actually adjusted the rule slightly to make it fair. So yeah, if people want to join but not do a lap, that's providing right now. One shot, for example.
Providing they don't do a lap in Q2 and Q3. Yeah,
provided he doesn't do a lap in the next session, he's totally fine to join and not take part in qualifying. Hushy's put season 7, the return of Shane, maybe.
I hope so.
I was actually on the grid last week. Hush.
Bring Shane back.
I was on the grid last week in F3. I think I finished P6.
Yeah, I think you did actually.
Would have been P5, but I got a ridiculous penalty towards the end. But
no, wait a minute. I think you did finish P5. I think you did finish P5. Look at the stewards report.
Oh, I've no idea.
I think you might have.
I've no idea. I just did it for enjoyment. It's not about where I finish. I really enjoyed it. Do you know what? I really enjoyed the race. I had some really good battles, some real good fun, clean racing. There was 0 clips sent in from F3 last week. I enjoyed it. And to be fair,
there was a clip from me, but I forgot.
Oh. RSF1 as a whole last week, I can't remember what the exact number was, but we had less than 10 clips in 5 teams last season, so we had a really good week last week. Camo, Cordish, Grunt, you guys, now might be a time to message One Shot to retire, as we're all waiting on him.
No, I do hope you're back next season. Hoping, I mean...
No worries, Orphan. You good luck in your race, my friend. I'm sure we'll see you at some point later on.
I'm hoping to have a wheel next month.
You do get more enjoyment out of a wheel.
Yeah, I'm starting... I mean, I'm not amazing. I'm not good on the pad. Like, I think I'm average. But I'm kind of... want to get on a wheel now. I feel like I can't improve on the pad anymore.
Wheels are, you get much more enjoyment. Not just that, you'll find that your tyre wear. So, for example, last week how far you went
so
into
much
the race.
Smoother.
Yeah, your tyre wear would have been much better than what it was. I mean, as you probably saw around
25 laps around Monza on a set of mediums is not bad.
I think, what did I do for last week on the soft? 14, 15 laps?
Something like that. I mean, okay, they were like 70-something%, 74%, something like that. Because you and me were in a party. But yeah, it was close, but... And that rain just never came for me. It said heavy rain.
No.
It lied to me. It lied to me.
Sorry, I'm just messaging
But I was nowhere in that race anyway, so...
If any of you ever talk to Ripley One Shot and you call him Little Twittle, he loves it, by the way.
Little Twittle?
Yeah. Good evening, Cornish. Hush is going wheel for season 7, he says, so...
Oh,
should be
nice.
Good.
What wheels again?
What wheel you got, mate? I can see Hush being quick, on a wheel.
Yeah. I would look myself, but my phone's on charge.
Yeah, I've got mine on. So I know we haven't talked a lot about the qualifying during that stage, but obviously everyone just needs to set a lap and go through. It's into Q2 where it starts to get interesting, and we'll see someone go out. We know we're going to be missing one tribal and Ripley One Shot from the next session. Ah, there we go. I need to press a button to be able to do that.
I took a screenshot.
We know we're going to be missing them from the next session.
Nobody. Oh, well, ripping One Shot. Ripping one
Yeah,
shot and
one
one
shot
tribal.
and tribal. Yeah.
Yeah.
TMX Pro. Yeah, it's you'll be
TMX
slow to begin
Pro.
with, Hush, but you will pick up the pace.
Thrustmaster.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting the Logitech G920 with a wheel mod.
Yeah, honestly, mate, the Logitech's a great place start. Personally, I'd always go Thrustmaster.
So what does he get? The Thrustmaster TMX Pro?
Yeah, it's a really nice wheel, the TMXs. But correct me if I'm wrong, Hush. I'm not. I can never work out which. Even though I've got the wheel myself, it's either the TMX or the TX. One of them you can't change the wheelbase on. And the other one you can. I've got the one you can change the wheelbase on specifically. So at the moment I've got a suede oval rim on mine. But I made the mistake of not using gloves, so it's a bit shiny and knackered.
Basically, your sweat's ruining the suede.
Yes.
That's why you don't get suede, mate. You get leather.
Yeah, it's a real. I got the oval because it's not a circle wheel. When I got it, I was still doing F1, so it's not a circle wheel like you probably prefer for doing your GT3s and stuff. And it's not an F1 shape wheel that you prefer for doing your F1. It's something in between. So in my head, I was thinking that'd be the ideal wheel.
Yeah. I say I'm getting the F1 wheel, I am. The mod, anyway. So, because I can get the GT3 wheel and the F1 wheel I can get for the Logitech G920. Both actually look really good.
It's a good wheel. It's a good first wheel, but I would definitely, if you're planning on looking, it's a good upgrade for your wheel. Once you've got the Logitech G920 and you've got an add-on, that's what you've got. That's what you're stuck with. Whereas with the TX or the TMX Pro,
you can buy rings,
you can continue to upgrade with it, which is what I've done. So the base, I would say the base standard TX or TMX Pro, whichever one you can change the stuff on, is not as good as the Logitech. But once you start upgrading it, so on mine I've got the T3PA pedals. I didn't go for the Pro because I won't avert them anyway. And then I've got the suede oval rim, and they're really good.
So we have Pigeon Lunge out on an outlet on softs.
Get camera ringing corners. Sorry, mate.
Legends on softs and Matty out mediums. Now, those softs must be just for Delta because everyone knows you don't start with softs around here.
I wouldn't be surprised for some to mix it up a little bit. But just getting on to the chat. Hush, appreciate that, mate. I'm sure Ted will. Hush has put love having Shane and Ted on comms, love the chat. And Cornish is just saying, do I have Elliot's number so I can ring him to get him retired?
I need to change my batteries. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem, mate. So IGN Legends, Mr. Crew is coming down to start his first lap. He's in the soft tyres. So we're going to find out towards the end of the lap whether it's a bit wide there. Missed the apex for turn 1. We'll find out towards the end of the lap whether they plan on setting the time or just a bank of time that he can work off to the mediums. Oh, parked in a dangerous location.
Ooh.
Eh?
I don't even see him on the track.
No, the yellow flag's here now where Bruno, so I'm not. Oh, he's there.
Oh, hello.
Can't park there, mate.
You weren't parked.
He must have been parked somewhere to get confused.
Why would... Oh, yeah, I forgot that we have ghosting on around for these trucks, don't we?
We do, yeah.
I've been in a league recently, and I'm actually really enjoying it. And they have ghosting off like us, but they have it off at places like Monaco, Baku, Singapore. Mate, it's carnage, but fun.
I can imagine, yeah. I can imagine.
Someone spun at Monaco and blocked the track.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Well,
it's fun if you're the one that's in front of the spin, and not so fun if you're the one that's behind the spin.
No, I was the one behind. They take it very seriously.
Crews have validated. Who have we got next on lap, Ted? Hudson's also validated. Oh, Camo. Let's watch Camo. Give Camo some airtime. Oh, no,
Purple first sector.
He's not used to
yeah, this is a Delta. This is Delta.
Yeah.
This is Delta.
He's
He's not
got
using CRS. Boring
Do you want to
camo.
get Sturridge an invite and have a quick chat with him and see?
Do you in chatting with people? Okay.
I like to be interactive, mate. Yeah, so it's a banker lap from Pigeon as well. He's come round the back
slow
corner
down.
and just let off. So,
I mean,
would
you
you
wanna
want to
speak-
lap on the
Would you want to speak to someone if you've just been blatantly shafted by the game?
Well, I mean, they wouldn't avoid interviews with me at F1, mate, just because you've been shafted by the game. Or by the track, the stewards. Here's Mr. Sturridge. Can you include your audio story, if you don't mind, my friend? We're, yeah, no worries, mate.
What use it?
Sweet. We're just a little bit. We didn't sort of catch what happened. We saw that you got DQ'd from being part of the dangerous location, so we were sort of interested in how that happened. Sorry? Hello? Okay, the microphone please be playing up, guys. I'm sure Sturridge will be back with us shortly.
TV will get back to you.
Get back to you
issue.
shortly. Ted, let us know when it's back up, mate. Let us know when it's back up.
Yeah, will do. Back to you, Brandon.
So yeah, we got called. I didn't see he was on the softs. It showed he was on the mediums, but he's not on the softs. So I'd imagine that he's probably going to do the same as a lot of the other guys. Same down. Yeah, slowing down again. Do we have anyone on mediums that's actually on a lap? We don't, do we?
No, we don't.
Matty's on a lap.
We just got people slowing down at the line. Just getting doubters.
Yeah, see what Matty does.
Matty's starting a lap right now.
Yeah, I'm just on board with him now.
Sturridge has left the game. I think his internet's gone.
Yeah, Sturridge is currently having technical difficulties.
That damn KFC internet.
You've heard it's an electrical failure. We'll keep you updated though.
I missed that sound, Shane.
But yeah.
Oh,
Matty.
Matty.
He has got.
This is a proper lap though, on mediums. Full
Yeah,
beans.
this is
Licking the
this is
stamp,
gonna be,
everything.
I would be a proper lap, I think. I
Just
don't
a wall
know.
there.
I'm not sure on this game. You know the left-hander back there. Can he still massively cut the curb like you could before, or does it just kill you?
I tend to stay away from curbs if I'm being honest. So I wouldn't know.
Used to be, I like that corner, the same as I like back into the castle, because it used to be a case of aim to slightly touch the wall.
Yeah.
Because
See,
you
I
sort
like
of
the
backs
old
out of it.
configuration. I like doing there's a chicane there.
That's the side I've got. Okay. Ooh, little touch on the wall there for Matty, doesn't look too bad though. Green goes fastest again, and that's not a representative time. This right now for Matty should be the third time we're going to. Don't put it in the pitch, Matty. We want to lap Matty. What are you guys doing to us?
Give us a lap!
Horizon. He's out on the medium, he's on the lap. He's going to go.
He's going to pull over, isn't he? Okay, he's going full beans. Purple first sector.
Go on, Doc, give it this.
My red velvet cake.
There we go, that's what I mean. Yes, you can clip it. You aim to clip the wall. I don't think Jason's aware, but I am currently commentating stuff. Was I supposed to retire?
sector.
No, why are you supposed to retire, Matty? You're not supposed to retire, mate, don't worry.
What? No, mate.
Matty just messaged me saying, was I supposed to retire? No, mate, as far as I'm aware.
No,
you don't.
settle that.
I meant because you didn't set a
Shoes
lap.
report.
You were after an actual lap time from somebody. We're yet to get a proper one. But with the...
Horizon.
Oh, Sturridge back.
Let's go. Full lap, yes.
37.8, that's how we're first. Yeah, that's our first time on the meet. The Pigeon and Blue have both got quick with that. Sturridge, do we have you back? Will you fix your technical difficulties? Yeah.
Have you paid your electric bill? Oh, when it's...
Oh, okay.
Like I said.
Yeah, we were just unsure. Make sure we just thought you'd pull you in quickly. I mean, it's not the end. It's difficult. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the end of starting from 15th.
You mean Singapore, Shane?
Yeah, well, you
This
can
track is all about track position, really.
I know, but there's still what I mean is, yes, it's tough, but right tyres, couple of safety cars here and there at the right time, and you never know, do you?
I mean, you're... Yeah, I'll invite you now, mate. I mean, you're a quick driver, so I'm definitely sure. Oh, I know, it's the jungle, isn't it? It's the jungle. I call it the jungle. I hate it. Now you're in the danger zone.
Hi, Matty. Cornish. It happens, doesn't it, mate? But like I said, you never know from there. If you've got good pace, you never know, mate.
So,
I mean, what are you hoping for? Maybe top 5, perhaps? Hudson goes quick as 36.3.
I mean...
It's a quite tough.
I got held up one season by somebody around Singapore that was running, I think it was like 3-5. I was all over him in the corners, but on the straights I couldn't touch him even with DRS. You know, it's one of them. Front line speed. So are we looking at starting on hards? Isn't it like medium, hard, medium now, dear? Or is this a 2-stop now, is it? Again. I was going to say, yeah. Really?
I'm back.
Tyre temps. Well, apparently, Shane,
Yeah.
you can do a medium soft around here.
Oh, okay.
But he's a robot. He's a robot.
Nice. Well, I want to go back to something we were discussing a few minutes ago before I went to the toilet. Now, we were talking about getting held up by cars.
Cornet style with a 36.3.
I
licked it.
once, I think it was in a WR race. Myself, I once round Russia in a championship battle. Comes up behind a car that's not even in the same race as me. Not even in the same race, and you should have seen him defending like his life was on the line if I overtook him. Pushing me
Who was
wide
that?
and all sorts.
Who was
You know
that?
exactly who that was, Ted.
What do you mean? I won that championship. What do you mean I had no interest in fighting? You were my
In that
rival.
race. No, this was a different one. That wasn't the same championship, you plank.
Oh, was it?
No!
Is this the one where you turned into me and then went into the wall, or was it the season after?
No, mate, that wasn't what happened. Cornish has finally got a set of valid lap. Mr. Penalty himself with a 36.7. I mean, looking at what we've got retired, camos retired. So, yeah, it's only Slithering and Matic we're really looking at, isn't it now?
IGN Legends.
Oh, Karoon.
With a 35.8.
Yeah, he hasn't raced at all. But go on. We'll let you go get ready for the race, Storage. Thank you for joining us, mate, and letting us know what happened.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck. I suppose next you're going to blame me for Mexico as well.
I blame you for whatever tickles my pickle, mate.
That's the issue. I should never have tried to go around the outside near Mexico.
Sector 1 and 2, I think that's just people retiring. So I'm on board with
people slowing down.
It's currently on a lap. We've also got Matty, but Matty's behind him on the track, as you can see in the Sector 1 now. And these are the only two yet to set a time. I mean, I'm looking through the field here, you know, you've got Cornish who's done 3 laps on his, Pigeon's done 2 laps on his, Grunty's done 2 laps on his. Slytherin will have done 3 laps on his by the time he pits. No, it's 2 and 3, it's Cornish. I think
Did Camo retire? Did he crash?
No, I think he retired in the pits. He's
9th on 37.2.
Yeah, he's on the course. No, he's safe. He's now safe. It's all down to Matty though, where the Horizon 40 goes.
I couldn't see the time because of the yellow flag, so I couldn't see the time. I thought he was still going. So one tribal has a quali bumper, yeah, he's going to start 12th out of 15.
Hey, he's done exactly what he's supposed to have done.
Exactly. That's what I mean, it's quite funny.
Oh,
and on
Matty's
fresh
out.
tyres.
Matty's out. He's invalidated.
No.
Yeah, Matty's out. I'm not sure what time he would have put in. Yeah, he's out. Do you want to see if the Slytherin me wants to come and join us and have a quick chat? We're starting at 11.
He just did a 36.6.
Oh, that's so harsh. So he did.
Where would that would?
That had put
Yeah,
him
he would have been
sort
like
of
7th.
in around Quakey and Grunty.
Yeah. I don't know actually. Look. A 36.3 from 2nd and to a 36.7 in 7th. Well, no, I'm in it. 8th.
Yeah,
That's
again, I think because around many people have retired and whatever else, we're probably still not seeing. I'd say that Karoon's 35.8 at the front of the grid. I'd definitely say that was a representative time, but the rest of the guys, that might not be the best they've got in the locker.
Yeah. So you want Slytherin?
Slytherin, mate. Yeah, he's in the best position outside of the top 10 in P11. But yeah, guys, that's Q2 done anyway. The guys going through to Q3 and to see who we got on pole. We've got IGN Legends, Cornish Star, JJ Hudson, Tornado, Quaker Turtle, Grunty, Mr. Pidgey Munts, Cornish, Camo on his first race back, and Horizon 40, who's just put in the chat, oh my god, that was super close. Yes, Horizon, that was very, very close, mate.
Very close.
Invalidated second to last corner, so very close. Slytherin will start from 11th. We only got 11 times, to be fair. One tribal who was on a qualifying ban, he's retired from the session, but somehow starts 12th. Rippling One Shot, who was watching lead, starts 13th. Matty, very, very unlucky there. Would have set 36.6 and seen him safely through, but he invalidated 2 corners from the end. And Sturridge, obviously, we chatted to him and we know that he was DSQ'd. So yeah, 24 seconds till we start to find out who is going to be on pole position. Horizon's very happy, he says, to now be back in Q3 finally. We're very happy for you, Horizon. Very happy for you. I'm guessing Southern is not interested in joining. Shall we try Matty? Matty's in the chat. Would you like to join us, Matty?
1 second. Oh, that's not good.
Got to go on Karoon because he's normally the first man out on track. He's put no one fine, thanks, so don't worry about it, Ted.
I can't find him anyway.
He's hidden himself.
I got him.
We're on to Kroon because he's normally the first one out. Let's see if he keeps it that way. It doesn't look like it. There's an Alpine down there.
Camo's out early.
Well, yeah, no, he's not first on the track.
First.
Quirky
Turtle.
Quirky
Yep.
Turtle. Good race.
Well, Williams. And T. Williams in another lead.
How many viewers?
I must say,
50.
I am looking forward to next game's new handling system tyre model.
See how it goes. I like and dislike the whole new qualifying format where you can start on whatever tyres you want.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't like that myself neither. I mean, if they're going to start messing about with Formula 1 like that, you might as well get rid of Monaco as well. You can do it properly, get rid of it.
Sorry, mate. My kids just walked in.
Like I said, if you're going to mess about with the formation, like formation of how F1's, you might as well just get rid of Monaco as well. Do it properly.
No, mate. I think. Although
Did you
Monaco
know,
doesn't
actually?
give the best racing, it is an iconic.
But
track
what does
on the
Monaco
calendar.
give? Do you know Monaco doesn't pay to be on the calendar?
It's iconic, isn't it? I don't know. I didn't know that. No, but it says.
No, they don't pay.
It is an
They
iconic
are.
track.
They're like a little whingy kid, Monaco. They don't pay to get on. They demand to have their own directors and do the camera work, which is why it's all shoddy. Like, the only thing it does is it brings rich people to the town. That's what it does.
Yeah, there's already a lot of rich people there. To be fair, mate.
Exactly. That's what all Formula 1 drivers are, mainly.
But right, we're going to see our first time lap here. Hopefully, or anything from Mr. Turtle. And let's see what he can do. I've done a bit of fishing on some GTA roleplay for some turtles the other day.
What did you just say?
I was fishing for some turtles in some GTA roleplay the other day.
Wow, shame.
Mate, PC opens up so many different things.
Yeah, I
GTA
was just about to
roleplay,
say
it's
about.
a real
I was
good.
just about to say about PC. Jeez, it's melted your brain, mate.
Oh, there's a wall there.
How did we not do more damage?
I don't know.
It's like he rubber banded off it. It won't let me change camera either. Oh, there we go. Wait a minute, he's got no damage.
I have to go off people and back on him. How's he got no damage?
No damage.
Ted, check the settings. Has somebody dropped a fucking bollock here or what?
Let me check the settings, simulation settings.
Well, Camo's on a lap. Let's watch Camo. He's going to go behind Quirky now. Oh,
Damage
he's not on a
reduced.
lap anymore. He's invalidated. Who's next? Who's behind Camo? Oh, nasty. Grunty. He's on an out lap.
No, settings are correct.
No. Hudson, let's go.
Settings are 100% correct.
Come on, Hudson, don't invalidate. You can give us our very first. I think he hit the wall, didn't he? I'm thinking that when he come up Quirky, I think I'm sure he's invalidated.
I remember when this track used to be like a 1 minute 48.
35.8.
Nice.
I'm pretty certain 35.8 is what Kareem did.
Yes, on mediums. Was around
Alright,
that, or
Mr.
was it-
Connor.
No, wasn't it faster?
I think it was a 35.8. Not 100%, but I think it was a 35.8. It is a wild change
yes, it
here,
was.
mate. How are you?
Yes, it was, because I was thinking of the 36s, the rest of them 36s.
Who have we got coming in? I think Horizon 40 is the next. Ooh, Horizon 40 found a wall!
No.
Yeah, it's called.
Oh, and he's got no damage. Oh, yeah, yes.
I'm all good,
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Todd, thank you. How are you? Cornish's live stream.
Legends has invalidated. Grunt is on the lap.
Cool,
I
start
don't
as
know where he
well.
is in the line.
Can Cornish Star challenge the 35.8 set by JJ Hudson? Oh, no, he cannot!
Oh, jeez, Cornish Star as well.
Who's coming? Oh, it's that Horizon 40 coming behind him to start a lap. No, he's in the
No,
pits. So
no.
that should give him the
He-
time to get out the way. Karoon's
He just did the
invalidated.
exact same thing as Cornet Star, but at the last chicane.
Quirky now. Right, who have we got next? Is that Camo? Is Camo on a lap?
IGN Legends is starting a new lap.
Camo on a lap? There's one too right behind him. I'm not sure.
Yes, he is. Time displacement. Ooh,
Yep.
see that stuff.
37.1, 36.5 for Grunty. And then we've got
Cornish
a
is
McLaren
invalidated.
Cornish. Oh, he's in the pits. I don't. Right, during qualifying, Cornish, you are now known as Mr. Invalidation. Do not take Mr. Penalty into the race. You've picked a good one, mate. You've got me and Patronus on comms. And it's F2, a lot of faces you'll recognise. So you've definitely picked a good race to come back to.
Yeah.
Get
I mean,
yourself,
let's be
get
honest.
yourself ready to come back racing for next season, mate. The new game.
Let's be honest. You can't cut corners here, because if you cut a corner here, you're hitting a wall. Well, majority.
There is a few you can get away with it from.
1 and 2.
Camo won't be on a lap. Grunty is not on a lap. Karoon is invalidated.
Can I push him?
No, he crossed the line with like 13 ERS, so he's definitely not pushing.
No, he's
But
not.
I think we've got a bit of calm before the storm here. It looks like everyone's
think-
on their lap.
I think these tyres are a 1 lap done.
I think Grunty's
Top
gone purple. It's only 11% ERS. Surely he's not on a lap.
Tornado's out.
Quirk is out.
No,
And
it's
an
in
out
that
lap.
house.
Yeah. Grunty is on a lap. He's purple middle sector, so I don't know what we're going to get from him.
Nice and stable through the last corner.
36.25. He's gained 2 tenths.
2 and
Still 4
3/4
tenths. Still 4 tenths off Hudson. So I think the first lap
he's
of the
invalidated.
second runs we're going to get.
Quirk is on an out lap.
I haven't really looked at his lap myself, got it to be honest. Just the headaches it's going to cause us as a league I've seen so far. Who's on a lap, mate? Sorry.
Quirk is on an out lap. Grunt is
Oh,
on
right,
an
okay.
lap. I'm hoping though, with EA now having some control over the game, I'm really hoping that they focus a bit on multiplayer. Because yeah, okay, career mode's what a lot of people play, but I think your main audience and your main audience of getting new people to the game is through leagues and streams.
A lot of people are saying, oh, which game can pay to win somehow. They fail to realise that FIFA is not pay to win. Yes, you can pay to speed up the process, but it isn't pay to win. You can buy as many packs as you want, but you can also grind at the same time.
How
so
would you even
you do
pay
have
to
that
win
option.
on the game? Everything's customised.
Yeah,
you don't have to have it.
I don't think you could pay to win. People joked about pay a $5 to get 1 second knocked off your pit time and stuff like that. Well, do you know one thing
I'd
we
pay
can?
that. I'd pay that.
One thing we probably can guarantee is these. We're still going to get glitches in the game. FIFA's still got them now, so we're still going to get glitches. But the poor lobbies that we get with F1 that we have at the moment, that should go away with EA.
Hopefully. We just need dedicated servers. I've been saying it for years. All the lobby issues are down to stability, and that's all down to shitty peer-to-peer connection. If you'd have dedicated servers, you wouldn't have those instabilities. I mean, it won't be perfect, but it'd be a lot better.
One thing I am looking forward to with a new game, and it's something we haven't done for a while. I mean, the last proper live draw we did was at AJ's, and there was only a few of us there because we're still going through COVID and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to the next live draw. I've got a feeling there's a huge possibility, and he doesn't even know this yet. This will be the first time he's probably hearing this. But I think there's a huge possibility that the next live draw, where there'll be a few of us there, could end up being at Mr. Cornish's. Ooh! Quirky into P3. He doesn't know it yet. It's not something we've discussed. This will be the first he's hearing about it.
He's a committee member. Step up and fulfill his duties.
Speaking of Cornish, I think he's got a hell of camera went out well. Cornish is going to be the next one to settle lap time.
Cornish coming up to the sector split. He is 3/10 up, well, 2.293.
I know right now at this very moment.
Purple second sector from Cornish.
There's a very lucky 15-year-old downstairs at my house. I've just heard him go, oh fuck. Well, I wasn't busy. He'd normally be in trouble.
Swear. Commute your mic, can't you?
You're right, I can.
Comes around the last corner. Improves nearly 7/10 to go second. Only 1/10 behind
got
JJ.
Pidgey ex-Peter in the championship. What has he got in the locker? He did, 3-5-3. Oh, Pidgey. Have my children.
He definitely.
Karoon following him.
Oh!
5-1.
Isn't Legends on pad?
Yeah, I think
Or is he
yeah.
with?
Quick, he's about to come round setting another lap. Oh no, he's not. He's on 47. Who's
Yes.
that? Him, Horizon 40.
Probably
He's
the time
starting
Derby
a lap.
Wednesday.
JJ
Cliff went
Hudson.
very wide out of turn 2. And he's abandoned that lap.
What's JJ? Oh, JJ Hudson with a 35-1. It's starting to heat up, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Camo's gone purple. What's Camo doing with purple times? He did this to me loads last season, you know. When I was battling for the championship. Yeah, I've got no pace, I haven't. Oh, he's invalidated. Ah, and he's in the wall. Don't laugh at Camo. Well, you got oh, I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was ready for the loss of downforce.
It was the oh shit from you. God,
That man was not ready for that huge loss of downforce from the wing damage.
That's what happens when you get used to proper sim racing.
He's literally just like, shit, I'm going quick here. I've actually got some pace. Bang. See you in a middle.
Oh, jeez. Now he's probably raging in the
P4. Who we got next? Pidgey. Nope. Grunty. He is on a lap. I missed whether he was up or down to second time, but we shall find out in a minute. Oh my god, he sent it in there. I think that was going 35-7 for Grunt. That puts him P5. Horizon 40's next over. He has 36 flat, puts him P7. Quirky in the pits.
Not bad.
That is our grid. Do you want to... I'm just going to go run for a P. Do you want to invite JJ Hudson, see if he'd like a chat? Back in a second.
Yeah. "20 seconds till we're on the grid." Who's the host, Shane? Oh, you're going to play the toy, aren't you? Let's see if anyone's chatting. Bam, bam. Well, that's never good, is it, when your boss wants to ring you?
Yo.
Yo, I got to step away for 5 minutes. My boss wants to give me a phone call.
No problem, mate. I've got issues of my own. Sophia's just woke up.
Oh, lovely.
People are about to find out exactly why Shane can't do comms anymore. Did Hudson ever join?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
No, he didn't.
What do you want?
There she is.
Right, I do apologise, guys. I mean, the shows have just ended up having to do things at the same time, and now my phone's ringing. Bear with me. Hi guys, sorry, I'm back with you. I'm going to be a little bit in and out. I'm afraid during this I've got a bit of a family issue going on at the moment, which is about right. But anyway, we'll give you a run through the grid. So we've got 15 starters on the grid. Starting in P15 in the Williams, he started on the medium tyres. We've got Mr. Sturridge. In P14 in the Alpha Tauris, also starting on the medium tyres, we've got Matty. Then we've got a couple that have really mixed it up here. Ripley One Shot, who is on the hards. He's in the Alfa Romeo. And we've got one tribal who is also on the hard. He is in the Red Bull. Slytherin starting from P11 in the prime position on the fresh tyres. He is 11th. Tornado in the Mercedes in P10 on the mediums, and all the top 10 runners are on the mediums. P9, his first race back in the Alpine. We've got Camo. I can't remember this in the chat. I'd love to see it. P8, we've got Quaker Turkey in the Williams. P7 in the Haas, we've got a Horizon 40. Mr. Invalidation, we're not going to give him the Mr. Penalty tag yet. In the McLaren in P6, Mr. Cornish. Third in the Championship, and fifth in this race in the Aston Martin. I love the Aston Martin, such a beautiful car. We've got Mr. Grunty. In P4 in the Alpine, we've got Cordic Start. P2 in the Championship in the Alpha Tauri, we've got Mr. Pidgey Munch. P1 in the Championship, but P2 here, we have Mr. Carew and IGN Legends. And on pole position in the Haas, don't say that very often, we've got JJ Hudson. he'd be leading us away and he'd be looking for a good start through turn 1 and 2. Be open to leading the way still through there. Right then, let's get ready to rumble. Oh, there's a big gap back here. Horizon 40's cut. He's really holding everyone up. Okay, we're finally getting them all on the grid. Horizon 40 sort of held a few people up there, I'm not sure why, but anyway, we move. That's a terrible view. I'll go with Karoon's view. It's everyone on the grid. Do I have... Oh no, I've got no... Sorry guys, I've got no lights, but away we go anyway. Karoon has... Wow, what a start. He's taken the lead. Hudson's in P2. Pigeon all over the back of him. But what a start from Karoon there. I do apologise guys, we've got no lights, so I couldn't really what total was in. It just went. For me. Not sure what it was for them guys, but anyway. It looks like, which is brilliant to see, all 15 drivers so far are away cleanly. If we've got Pigeon Munch making a move on JJ Hudson, he's had a terrible first lap. He's probably going to pick up a warning. And is Hudson going to... the slight contact. Cooling Stars watching this with interest from behind. Oh, God, they're really not leaving each other a lot of space there. But they've both done well there. None of them have come out of that with any damage or any spins. But yeah, this is already seen Legends gap 1.6 seconds. We're still looking very clean throughout the field. Don't see any incidents or any accidents. But yeah, Pigeon obviously wants to do his best to fight against Karoon. He's going to want to get this move done as quickly as he possibly can. So let's have a look, see if we've had any position changes. No major position changes. Matty's up 2, Sturgis up 1, Tribal's down 1, One Shot's down 2. Probably not back yet, knowing him. JJ Hudson down 1. Pigeon Munch is hoping to make it, but he's down 2. Yellow flag set to 3. Who is that slithering me? Oh yeah, he's had a bit of a spin. Can't see any damage there. We've got to see him. Is he going to the pit lane here? No, he's probably just had a little bit of a spin then. No damage. It's not too bad. We're only on lap 2, so there's no DRS at the moment. So it's all about whether they can use late brakes, pace advantage to try and get past. But it's not looking good at the moment for Pigeon. He's not getting him down here. Closest battle is one Tribal on Storage on the hard tyres.
Hello, back. Lap 2.
Follows him here. It is lap 2, mate. For some weird reason, mate, we got no light readings. It just went.
Okay. How's it going? So Legend's got a nice 1.2 second lead over Hudson.
Oh, mate, he had a flying start. Pigeon had a real good go at Hudson in the first lap, and Hudson, they just didn't really leave each other a lot of space.
So the biggest winners are Matty and Sturridge up 3 places. IGN Legends is up 1 and Hudson's down. IGN Legends is up 1 and Hudson's down 1.
The case now, Hudson's probably trying to burn DRS at the moment, yeah, compared to 10% down on what Karoon's got, so he's trying to burn. He wants to break that 1 second window ready for the DRS that's about to come active.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's struggling to do so. Karoon sets the fastest lap of the race, followed by Hudson.
Nice. So a little gap between Cornet Star and Grunty as well, over 1.1, and from Grunty to Cornish.
Yeah, from what I haven't really
a lot of trains
this season, but from what I can gather, Grunty's just been another yellow sector 3. That's Slithering Me decided he's done. Oh no, VSC, he must have crashed coming out the final corner.
Yeah, we can't see, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't
yeah.
record,
I'm going to say he lost out in the last corner.
Yeah, he's obviously spun it on the last corner, but yeah, the VSC slows us down for 30 seconds or so. So yeah, unfortunately, he's not had the start to the race he wanted. He had that early spin, and now he's got an early DNF as well. That's
Still
not what you
pretty
want
close.
after spending the 40 minutes in qualifying.
No, it isn't. I think Cornish has been very, very hesitant with the virtual because he lost a second to Grunty so far.
Yeah, that'll be because they're going into a slower pace. That'll settle itself out.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He's been cautious under the VSC.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a pain, the VSC, yeah. Seen a lot of weaving going on. You'd think round here that the tyre temps would be at a good temperature, even under the VSC.
I don't know. The slow pace will really cools them down pretty fast. Do we know if there's any rain?
DRS enabled? I don't believe so, no. DRS is enabled though now on the back racing again.
Hudson's lost half a second through the VSC.
Yeah, he could come under threat here from Pidgey. Pidgey half a second behind now coming into the first braking zone. Like, what do we think he needs? About 4 tenths or under coming onto the main straight?
No, I think he could do it from here. Really, it's a long straight, so
Let's go on board.
long straight.
I think he's too far back. It is a long straight, but I do think he's too far back to have a go here.
You are correct.
Yes. Do we have anybody else? Ooh, had a little bit of a correction there. Yeah, Cornstar, unfortunately for him, wasn't close enough to try and take advantage of that. Yeah, these are the closest battles at the minute. I mean, Grunty's 1.4 seconds away and 1.3 seconds away from corners, so he's
Hudson's starting to pull out of the DRS zone.
yeah, Pidgey made that mistake, didn't he?
Right, well, Cornet Star now on the back of Pigeon.
Pidgey really needs to get back at that DRS. Trying to have a look. Radio is currently pretty close to Camel at the moment. Only 3 tenths. And we'll jump back up to Cornish on the moment. But yeah, Camel looks to be creating a little bit of it. It is his first race back, but he looks to be creating a little bit of a train behind him here of Tornado, Matthew and Sturridge. You probably expect that One Travel is going to become a part of this over the next few laps as well. Yeah, Camo's got wing damage.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, Camo.
My headset was unlinked.
Camo's got wing damage. He's just come and come back on the track, and I think it was Matty that he spun. Corey, Mr. Penalty! He's here! Makes a move on Camo. Camo's lost more of his wing. He has 0 front wing now.
Yeah, I just seen that happen.
Hits the wall again. One Travel's looking to compact Camo. What is he doing?
I don't know. He's being an idiot.
What
I'm being honest.
Honestly, what's he doing? I'm guessing he's just tapped Tribal there as a guess. Oh, One Shot's now hit the back of him. We shall go forward to Pigeon in a moment. He's now 4 tenths away. What happened there?
Camo just spun One Shot out. I don't know. One Shot went up the inside.
Yeah, ripping One Shot's out.
Sturridge is DNF'd. He spun out
Sturridge.
out the chicane, the last chicane.
Safety car.
Safety car.
Yeah, he's in the wall there.
I don't know why Camel was trying to fight one shot with no front wing.
I don't think he was, but I'm not sure how they ended up coming together.
I clicked it, but I don't know if one stop, because he went up. One stop was up the inside. Camo was on the racing line, and then one shot. I don't know if he lost the end and come across Camo or what, but something happened, and yeah, one shot went around. Oh well.
Yeah, it's not good. Well, with
We
the
move
safety
on.
car, it's good. It's good for us watching because it means the field's going to be pushed together. So
Oh, it does. Oh, it does. So now we've got 2 or 3 laps of yeah. So as it stands, we have IGN Legend in first place, Hudson in second, third is Pigeon Munch, fourth is Cornet Star, fifth is Grunty, sixth is Cornish, seventh is Horizon, eighth is Quirky, ninth is Tornado, 10th is One Shot, 11th is Matty, and 12th is Camo. And your 3 DNFs are Sturridge, Ripping One Shot, and Sliver in there.
sorry, mate. I'm trying to do something for Discord.
It's alright. Everyone's in the pits.
Yeah, they will be getting some new tyres on, looking to go to the end, I'd imagine.
Oh, Hudson's gone for another set of mediums. So he's pitting again. Everyone else has gone on halves.
He's probably predicting another safety car, to be fair. Which it's probably not a bad shout from him. If there is another
Yeah, it's
safety
not a
car
bad
and everyone's
shout,
going to
no.
pit again anyway, and he's on the faster tyre during this stint.
So, IGN Legends is... I don't know actually. Could One Tribal take those halves to the end? 6 laps old. He also
No,
pitted lap one.
Did he pit lap
No,
1, did he?
He must have. Let me have a little look.
Okay.
He must have. Oh no, he's starting. So yeah, so Horizon, Quirky Turtle and One Tribal still have to pit. And One Trouble has a penalty as well. What's that all about? Let's have a look. Okay, so we got One Trouble with 3 seconds and Cornish with 3 seconds.
Well, looking at it here now, we've seen obviously the front guys have all stopped. Karuna's currently leading the stoppers, but Tribal, Quirky, Horizon. If there is another safety car, these harder runners are going to stop again anyway. They're not in a bad place.
Yeah. No, they're not, and it's hard to overtake here. So you know, if anything, this is actually good for Horizon and Quirky because One Trouble's going to be slow on the hards. So he might be able to hold up everybody behind him on thresholds.
Oh yeah, they're not in a bad position. The One Tribal fancies himself for 5 seconds, I think. He's driving very close to the back. This is one thing I have never understood, and it's the same for. I mean, you can't say Horizon, really, but it's the same for Quirky, it's the same for One Tribal. Why follow so close? You don't need to under a safety car. It's just it's just risky. Look, One Tribal's just had to brake. Quirky's just had to brake to avoid Horizon. We don't need to be following this close. We're under a safety car. Take it easy. Give yourself a second gap either side if you can. Right, just going for a pizza a second.
Yep. So yeah, so right now we're just going around on the safety cars and pretty close, warming up their tyres. Not much more really to say. Kirk has decided to give Horizon a little bit of space and try to light up his gearbox, sniffing them fumes.
Right, tyres back. Surprised to see the for a second after how close everyone's fallen.
Well, Kirk had decided to give Horizon a bit of space, safety car in this lap, but one driver still decided to stay by his gearbox.
Right, let's watch this from a Quake's point of view.
I'll go to the back, see if anything happens.
Going through now, Horizon is going to decide the pace that we go at.
Pigeon. 5-second penalty for Cornish Star, collision with the Pigeon. We're all getting close.
Horizon's gone. Oh, he's lost his. Oh no, this could cause havoc. This could cause havoc.
Cornish
Everybody's avoiding, but Quaker takes the lead of the race. Karoon is just.
Hudson's gone wide at turn 1.
I think Karoon
Don't
sent
know where
it.
he's coming back. Hudson's down to last.
Yeah, I
Wait
didn't.
1 minute.
I didn't quite see what happened, but I think Karoon sent it on him, and he ended up going very wide there. So I don't know if he takes the damage.
He seems to have a lot of
already
steer
sending
as
one
well.
on one tribal as well.
He's got wing damage. He's got
Has he?
left
One
end
tribal.
plate wing
Oh,
damage.
one tribal's held it. That's opened the door for Pigeon around the outside. Very tight now. Pigeon's got the inside line on Karoon. He takes the position from him. Oh, Karoon's come back at him. A move down the inside there from Karoon. He retakes P3. Cornish Star currently sitting back. Yellow flag sector 2. I'm not sure who that is. Camo again by the looks of it. So yeah, while all this is going on, Quaker Turtle has pulled 2.4 seconds while one tribal still holds the pack. And you'd imagine that he's going to hold them through the entire sector 3 at the very least. So there, Ted, it's gone very quiet. Ted? Camo has wing damage again. Is Legends going to send one on trial with here, or is he going to wait? Meanwhile, Quirky is now 3 points. Legends really hits the back of him. Pigeon's looking close on this, so is Cornish Star, so is Grunty. Camo retired, not surprised. Hudson's in the pits. Surely Legends is going to look to make the move here. He's got to. He can't spend another lap here. 3.5 seconds is the gap to Quirky. Oh, it's Pigeon. It's Pigeon looking as well. No, Pigeon stay behind. Hi guys, sorry, I'm back with you again. So yeah, Caroona's in P2. Pigeon has now taken Tribal while it was away for a second. Again, I do apologise. DRS has been enabled again. Grunty is going to be looking to get this move done on Tribal as soon as possible so he can try and keep the front four. But at the moment, the way this is looking, Quirky's not looking in a bad position. If we get another safety car late on, he's looking really nice. Right, the stream will stop for a second because I'm just going to check the parts because I haven't seen Ted for a while. In fact, no, we'll wait for this. Grunty's making the move on Tribal. He should get that done. It looks like Cornish Star's fancy to go as well. It's just from the rear, he gets pushed out wide. Okay, right, I'm very quickly going to check the party and see what's going on with the patrols. Ted? Okay, he's still in the party, but he's not talking. Oh, it's just got on behind there. Oh, Cornish Star's off. He has no front wing. Not good for Cornish Star. So after the safety car, I mean, we're looking at 10 drivers left. We've got Camo, Horizon 40 Storage, One Shot and Slither and me. So anybody who finishes the race now is going to score some points.
Hello?
Ah, he's here.
Bloody headset, man. Keeps disconnecting. It's the first time it's done it. Right, so Camo's out. What happened? No. What happened to Camo?
He retired in the pit now.
Not shocked. And what happened to what's happened to Hudson? Yeah, he had wing damage.
Yeah.
What happened to Cornish?
I saw him spin in the background. I didn't see if there was any contacts involved.
Yellow flag. Okay, that was Cornish Star. Yeah, no wing. Cornish Star's got no wing.
But yeah, Tribal is really struggling.
Wow, we're still only on lap. We on lap 12 only.
Yeah, Tornado's just sent it inside. Tribal's been pushed out wide. Tornado on the outside now. So yeah, Tribal still held on from Tornado. And it's going to be another lap before we see any further in this develop, I think. 1.1 seconds now up front with Quirky. He did have a 3.5 second lead at one point, Quirky did.
There's some big gaps.
Yeah, with the rise and spin, and Tribal held up the guys that are now in front for a lap or two. Give him a 3.5 second lead, but obviously Caroona is eating away at that. As you would expect at this stage. Quirky is obviously looking for another safety car to get in and put a fresh set of tyres on. Or he's hoping to go. I mean, what did the softs do around? 8 laps, 10 laps?
I ain't got a clue, if I'm being completely honest. They're like a one lap done in qualifying, so 5, 6, 7 laps. But I could be wrong.
Tornado really needs to get this moved in this lap. See if he's learned. Last lap he looked to go on the right kink up the straight. He looked to go on the inside, and Tribal never left enough space there, so he had to let off. And
this is going to be an easy move.
It should be, but it should have been last lap.
Has got less than 10% DRS.
Yeah, it should have been. Look, he's done the same thing again. This is what's making it difficult. He's following him on the inside rather than going to the outside. He has got the move done. Tribal's going to come back at him now. Oh, he's managed to close him off. Yes, Cameron, that could have gone an awful lot better. If anything, mate, that was an utter embarrassment from yourself. And I'm referring to the contact you had with the drivers.
Not the stupid, reckless driving with no from me.
So yeah, but looking, Caroona's now 6/10 off Quirky. He is going to be the quicker car. He's on the better tyres at this stage of the race.
Just hardly anything though. 6/10. We should be a second ahead, if not more.
Yeah, I mean, the way I'm looking at this now is Quaker's probably sat there thinking, he's looking at the gap, seeing that Pigeon is 2.5 seconds behind, he's probably thinking, right, if Legends comes past me and I can hold, oh, is he boxing? Oh, he's boxing. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, he's in.
Jeez.
So he's going to...
Take it he's going on for hards to the end.
Yeah, he's
now.
got to from here. He's going to rejoin in P7. That's he's running the exact championship order currently in this race.
One Tribal Tornado is your closest fight at the moment. Oh wow.
Yeah, it'll be
Or
Matty.
was.
Yeah, it'll be
Who's
Matty
got
on
DRS?
Tribal, I would have thought. Has Tribal just hit the wall? Not Tribal, sorry, Matty.
Look.
I can't see any damage, but I'm sure I saw the car bounce off the wall a little.
No damage.
I mean, do we think them 7-lap pressure tyres to the guys who are going to help him to... I think the top 4 are probably out of his reach. Obviously, he's going to jump Tribal when he picks, but do you think he can catch Matty from there?
I mean, let's have a little look. If you catch my 7-lap difference. I mean, there's what, 17 laps left. I know that's a tall order. That's like a second a lap. Well, no, just a little bit less than second a lap, but possible.
I'm pretty sure the Grunch is closing on Pigeon.
Have a look at lap times. Actually, no, Grunty is catching Pigeon very quickly. He's just caught 3
Pigeon,
tenths.
yeah, Pigeon is also losing time. Has he got damage, maybe?
No damage that I can see of. Maybe it's just a scruffy sector 3. Was he overheated his tyres, maybe?
Surely we can't overheat them hards around here. The softs are the problem, but the hard, surely not.
Yeah, but you got to remember, most of these run no traction.
Still a tall order to overheat them tyres.
Very true. I don't know, probably just scruffy sector, because he's starting to pull away now. Got Matty, a Tornado, yeah, Tornado's pulled away from one Tribal. And, I mean, as you'd think, he's at double the life of Tornadoes.
Yeah,
but Matty's now all over the back of one Tribal.
Yeah, he's just not making the inroads you would expect.
Quirky though.
Oh,
corner
point
stop.
stop.
Oh, in the pits.
Pits? It's P9, mate, you're picking up points.
Oh, Matty. Do a Tokyo drift around the old last corner of sector 2.
Yeah, he's up 2.6 off Tribal. The problem he is going to have though is he is just... I mean, what was Quakey? 14 seconds? 15 seconds? It's now 10. Just under 11.
Yeah, 10.6. I mean, he was all over the back of one Tribal and he made, well, power slid around that corner and he lost just about 2 seconds. Quirk is now 10.1.
He's in. Are we sure he didn't get damaged?
Matty's in. He must have got damage, but there's no visible damage that I can see of.
So, well, to be fair, he's probably only going to lose out to Quakey, which, looking at the pace difference,
Yeah.
he probably lost out to that anyway. But we'll stick on board and see if he's taking a new wing.
Yes, he is.
He is, yeah. So he must have touched the wall.
Must have. And
Gone to
so
the
that's
medium
answered
track.
your question.
Yeah.
Yes, he was going to be taken.
So yeah, I mean, Quakey's sat here at the moment. He's 12 seconds behind Tribal. He will jump Tribal when he pits because he's got no choice. Do we think he can get in that 3-second window with Tornado?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's only got to make up 9 seconds, 9.5 seconds.
JJ Hudson's in as well. He's also having a neutral length.
So yeah, I'd say definitely. Why not? One Tribal doesn't have One Tribal doesn't have DRS ahead, and he's also got 14 lap older hards. So I think that probably will come down quite quickly.
Yeah, Tribal's got a pit anyway, so that's always happening.
Yeah, true. And then obviously in front of One Tribal you've got Tornado with a 3-second time penalty. He's only 3.2. Matty with a 3-second time penalty.
Matty is in his own little world at the moment.
Unfortunately, this is what can happen around this track sometimes. You've got people dotted everywhere.
What's crazy is we had, what, a safety car 7 laps ago, maybe?
Yeah, I know. And I think the smallest gap we have is 2.3 seconds. No, sorry, 2 seconds. Cornish to Hudson.
What's Camo on about for the record, you two?
For the record, you see? He probably just doesn't like the fact that we've pointed out his awful driving standards.
Probably. Hudson with a penalty. Hudson's out.
Hudson's out.
Hudson is out.
Safety car. Hallelujah, thank you very much.
We've got 8 left. We really lost half the grid.
I know, but we've got a safety car. It's bunched back up now. And you know what they say? Safety cars breed safety cars.
Very true. What I'm currently doing is watching Karoon and seeing... It's always difficult being the lead car to decide whether it's the right thing to do to...
I'd pit for mediums.
Yeah, I mean...
Fresh mediums to the end, easy.
One heavy winner for this is Tribal.
Oh, definitely. But then everyone's a winner, really. There's only 8 left.
Really stayed out. Pigeon's in. Grunty is in.
Ooh.
Tornado.
Cornish has been lapped, maybe? Maybe?
Oh, no, he can't drop behind a lap.
He's going to get blue flagged, isn't he?
No. We're safe to go. Oh, Tribal.
No, but as soon as the restart happens... Why is Cornish taking the safety car?
Because it's in a way he's a lap car.
Oh, lucky bugger. Lucky boy.
Very lucky. But we have a race on now. Pigeon, Grunt, Tornado, Tribal, all in. Quirky, 3-lap party, he's gone into the medium as well. It's a no-brainer, really.
Legends can pit. Oh no, he's caught it to the safety car. I think that's a bad call from Legends. I did a similar call on Saturday.
The problem is for Legends, it's a lose-lose situation for him no matter what he does.
Well, now he is, yeah.
If he boxed then, Pigeon, Grunt, Tornado could have all stayed out and he ends up behind them on a track that's harder. How do you get a 3-second penalty corner behind the safety car? How?
He's pushing.
How do you do that?
He's pushing because he knows he's got 1 lap to catch up. Our safety car will just start. Because if he doesn't catch up with 3 laps, the safety car will just come in anyway. So he's got to push to catch up.
It's going to be interesting to see what Karoon decides to do here, to be honest. But yeah, what I was saying is...
He's got no choice but to stay out now.
He was in a terrible position because if he boxed and Pigeon decided to stay out, then Grunty would have probably stayed out, Tornado would have probably stayed out, and he'd have ended up coming out on P4 on a track that's difficult to overtake on. So it's a tough situation to be in. I think Pigeon was sat there behind him thinking, I'm going to do the opposite to what he does.
I mean, I've come to the conclusion, if the car comes out, you bit. I would rather lose a couple of positions to get fresh, faster tyres on.
On a normal track, I'd agree with you, but around here, I'm not too sure.
Like Monaco, definitely not. But this track's wide enough to overtake if you've got the tyre advantage. Cornish caught up yet?
Cornish is no. He's currently coming across the start finish. This is actually going to be quite tight where the Cornish catches the back order. You know. I'm going to take this moment. I do apologise that I'm pissing a lot, but I am drinking. So I'm going to take this moment to drain the main vein. I'll be back in a minute.
Drain the main vein.
Just go and watch some.
Come on, Cornish, you can do it. You can catch this pack. Definitely going to be close.
I am back.
He's nearly there. 20 seconds away.
Thank you.
I think he's literally going to... If anything, I think he's going to benefit from this. Because he's going to catch up to the pack with warm tyres.
I don't think he's going to catch up quick enough. I think the safety car's going to do another lap because he's not there yet. Yeah, it's going to do another lap.
Safety car.
Nah, it's going to do another lap.
Come on, for the lows.
He's in a bit in by now. It's going to do another lap because he's not there yet. He's waiting for him.
Someone's in. It looks like someone's in. Yeah, someone's in the pits. One tribal.
Someone thinking 11 laps on the softs here? No, he's got mediums.
Yeah, he's put softs on. Go on, softs.
No, he's put the mediums on.
Oh no, he's serving his 5
He's
seconds.
taking his penalty. It's quite clever of him, to be fair. I did the same thing. Takes his he's also taking a new front wing.
Okay, maybe he wasn't taking it on purpose.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't. These feel like the longest 20 laps in my life.
Right then, so Tribal should catch up to the back of the pack. We may only have 8 races left, but it's 11 laps, so it's going to be a sprint to the finish. We've got Karoon, who, in theory, Karoon being legend, sorry, in theory should be the slowest car on the track. And he's followed by a bunch of medium runners that are on fresh tyres. Let's have a little bit of a prediction here, if you fancy it, Ted. Now, here's my prediction for this. I predict that Pigeon is going to have a go at Karoon Legends at some stage. They are not going to come together, but one of them is going to get pushed out wide. I believe it's going to be Pigeon, which is going to allow Grunt to take the position. He is then going to overtake Karoon and drive off until Pigeon eventually overtakes him, and we're going to see a Grunty P1, a Pigeon P2, and a Legends P3. That is my prediction for this race. What do you think?
No, I think Legends is going to pull up a stellar defence, and it's going to be Legends, Grunty, and Pigeon.
There's no way that Legends hold this from here. He's on 12 lap hard tyres. These are on fresh.
Hey, don't crash my dream, man. Don't crash my dream.
Are you a Mercedes by any chance?
Nah, I'm in Red Bull.
Oh.
I'm in Red Bull.
I mean, he's been very clever here. Has Legends. He's waiting until the last available opportunity to put it down, meaning that Pigeon can't. Oh, is that Grunty round the outside?
Oh, Legends.
They've all gone wide. Grunty's in there as well. They all went wide, mate. Grunty was attacking Pigeon. Get out, Ash. Here we go then now. Pigeon is definitely going to get a run on Legends down here. Legends on the outside. He's sort of out in the middle of the track. He's not going to get him here.
No,
Grunchy though on the other end. I think that's the second time. I don't think he did. I think that's the second time that Grunchy's gone for make a move on Pigeon, and Pigeon's been too concentrated on Legends in front of him that he's not seen Grunt there. Oh, that's a great camera angle. I could commentate over an entire race in this helicopter cam.
Backwards.
No
Oh,
problem.
the helicopter cam. Yeah, helicopter cam. Really good.
But yeah, the birding now. Bloom is being so much. Pigeon's looking around the outside. He's not going to make that move. He's inside here. I think he's going to get this move done.
He's done
this
it.
move done. Oh, he's run very wide now. Oh,
Done it with 3
a
seconds.
penalty. He's going to be pissed in that cockpit. I'm telling you now, he's going to be pissed.
Yeah, Pigeon's going to run away
because
now.
2 of the warnings that he picked up have just come when he's got to make move on Pigeon.
Really?
He's going to be pissed.
Does he have wing damage? He seems to have a bit of understeer.
I can't see that he's missing any of his wing.
Maybe it's just poor corner. He's getting close to Legends though.
Yeah, he wants to get this move done. The way he's got to look at this now, Guns, is if he can get Legends over the next three laps or so, he will get the 3 seconds on.
Oh yeah.
So that means he takes
Definitely.
a gain on the championship lead.
Ooh, jeez.
Oh my. Sector 2
What's happened at behind?
Not sure. Matty is at the back.
Matty's. Any wing damage?
Yeah. Not that I can see.
Yeah.
I have jumped back to the front runners. Tornado is very close to Grunty. Karoon is a sit. Honestly, mate, Legend is sitting duck here. These guys on the mediums are so much quicker than he is. He might not even get a podium finish here at this rate.
So even though Legend was in full back right, I love being in Legend's position.
Pigeon is he's already 2.5 seconds up the road. He's only over safety. That
One
shows
lap.
how much quicker the moving tyres are.
Grunt must be getting frustrated as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's picked up penalties when he's trying to overtake Pigeon. He's now sat behind and watching Pigeon drive off. But I think if Grunt plays it right here, he should get the move done.
Yeah, especially with DRS.
Yeah, I think if he's clever, he holds here, which is done, and then he goes down the next.
Grunty's got
be a clean move.
15% more ERS.
Yeah, it should be in theory, providing he gets the drive out. Not on the
Nice.
best side out there, but he's still getting, he's still falling closer. Oh yeah.
He's also got to remember Tornado as well behind.
Tornado's also looking to make the move.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's sat behind. Now, this is where we see if it's a team game or not, because team game-wise here, Tornado, teammate going for the championship, should hold behind him. He is not holding behind him. Cruz actually let him go.
Yeah, he lifted there.
Yeah, it's
Nice teamwork.
actually let him go. So yeah, it is nice teamwork. So yeah, Legends isn't even going to make a podium today.
That's unfortunate. One calendar though. Saying that, when is the last race of the season? Because the new game comes out the 1st of July.
It's still
Which
the last
is-
race of the season. I think it's like the week before.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's alright then. Because I know the season is like 2 races shorter, I think. Or is this? No, this is the full season.
This is
isn't
the
it?
full season.
Yeah,
last
this is the full
that was
season.
shorter.
Yeah.
Question is now, I don't think it's possible. I mean, Crunchy's not only got to gain 3 seconds on Pigeon, he's got to overtake Pigeon and then regain another 3 seconds. I don't think that's possible. But
No,
you've got
I think the best Brennan's got is secondary.
you've got Cornish, who is right behind. I mean, Cornish has got 6 seconds worth of penalties. In 7 laps, do we think, provided we get the move on, do we
Cornish
think
going for
he
the
could
move?
gain, yeah, do we think he could gain, easily, yeah, do we think he could gain 6 seconds on Karoon?
No, I don't think so.
Don't know, mate, because Cornish is now going to
Because-
drive away. Legends
Yeah,
is going
but
to be
what you
under
gotta
threat
remember-
from Quirky, then one tribal.
But is Tornado going to hold Cornish up? Could
I don't
Legend
think
did
it
him a
matters.
favour?
Yeah, I don't think it matters. They're so much quicker than Legends is now. Ooh, oh my god.
Ooh, what was
Quirky.
that? I just heard a crash from behind.
Yeah, Quirky's just sent a very, very audacious attempt to overtake Legends down into the hairpin left, which was never going to come off.
One
Clipped
tribal's got
his
wing
rear
damage.
left, and the big loser out of that was, as you said, the big loser was one tribal. Because he's hit the
was
back
it?
of that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hit the back of that and then it was wing damage. I think Quirky's got away scot-free looking at his car.
Matty
was-
on the sauce going for that fastest lap.
Yeah. But yeah,
And
that
he will
was
get it.
definitely a mistake from someone who's normally mistake-free sort of driver in Quirky. But yeah, I think he'll be kicking himself in that car at the moment and he will feel bad about one tribal. He's a good driver, good clean driver. So he will be feeling bad about that situation. Grunty's meanwhile, he's took 4 tenths out of Pigeon.
I mean, Grunt
Both
is now
really
not going to fall behind anyway, unless he gets overtaken.
That's what I mean. Cornish overtook Legends half a lap ago. He's already 1.7
Pigeon's
ahead.
laughing. Pigeon just could coast now if he wanted. Everyone behind him's all got penalties. He just needs to keep his nose clean and his game done.
To be honest, Grunty's not looking in a bad position here. As far as the championship's concerned, if he can bring home P2, he closes the gap on the championship leader. Because that's what listen. He's not sat in that car thinking I want to finish second in the championship. He wants to finish first. So being in this position now, all right, he's got a penalty that was probably given to him because you can understand from Kidry's point of view, he was attacking Karoon and was probably oblivious to the fact that he was there. There's penalty for you, Matt, sorry. Was probably not aware that Grunty was there. And it's very easily done when you're heavily focused on the car in front. And that's what Grunty got his penalties from what I've seen in my opinion. But at the same time, he's got to look at this race as a whole and think to himself, right, I've gained on the championship leader. The gap's less now than what it was before. That's a dub.
Definitely, without a doubt. Without a doubt, that's good.
To be fair, he's now 2 seconds off Pigeon.
Yeah, Pigeon doesn't need a push. Actually, if anything, pushing is probably the worst thing for him to do. So he'll probably pick up a penalty.
He doesn't know. I think even if Grunty somehow gets up there and gets past him, I think Pigeon will just sit in behind him and just follow him. He's not gaining enough. I mean, Karoon's what now? 1.5. He's out of P3, but he's still in for P4. And Quirky's in for P5 and Cornish in for P6 as things stand. But 5 laps to go, mate. Oh, Cornish, you retard. Shit, sorry.
You can't say that.
Oh.
That is
Yeah.
an offensive word to snowflakes, right?
Sorry, mate. I apologise. Please do forgive me.
It's not me you got to apologise to.
It is what it is. You get me on comms, you're going to get some
You're
things.
going to get some F word or some
Yeah.
type of bomb.
You are. These things happen.
It's been me for too long to not know that.
Yeah, Pigeon should win it from here, to be fair, Matt. Even if Grunty does manage to get up there and make a move on him, he's never pulling up 3 seconds on him. Karoon's just overtook Cornish. Eh? Oh, Cornish in the pits.
Probably at the pit. Probably
To be fair,
probably hit a
he's-
wall.
No.
Or going for the
He is
fastest lap.
changing his wing. But at the same time,
Legends picks up a penalty.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's really gonna hurt. But at the same time,
Working
Cornish
on
probably
getting-
looking at it. The best I'm finishing anyway is P6. I can go in, put softs on, get the fastest lap. There's an extra point.
If he gets that fastest lap, because one trouble's in as well.
I need to battle for the fastest lap. Who
Yep.
bins it? I reckon that one of the
bins
two bins it. Put your bets on, ladies and gentlemen. Who bins it?
I know
Cornish
who
or
I've put my
Prime?
money on.
Or Matty. All three of them are in. Guaranteed one of them finds a wall on their attempt at fastest lap.
So usually you've got people trying not to commentate, Curse. You want it. You want it.
I've got
you
an
do.
announcement to make on Friday, Mr. Vettel.
Okay. Vettel? RSF1 is that?
Yeah.
Where's he announcing it?
I don't know.
Grunt has caught another 3 tenths on Pigeon.
I'm trying to keep an eye on this fastest lap fart. We're going to hold on. I don't think there's going to be any news made further forward, so we're going to hold on
I don't think so.
and see. It's all about now who bins it. Because I do genuinely think they're still gonna, whoever bins it, they've completed enough of the race, they're still going to pick up points. Or someone's going to bin it.
Pigeon stand pull away from Grunty again. Who actually has the fastest lap at the moment? Let's have a little look. Nope, that's not the one. Fastest lap. The current fastest lap is a 138, 138.7. That was with Cornish style.
Yeah, we're definitely about. Tribal's on 2 lap old tyres, so chances are it's going to be Cornish or Matty because of the fastest lap. Grunty's only 1.7 now off Pigeon, but like you said, Pigeon can got cruise now.
But if I was Pigeon, I'd let him pass.
Maybe Matt's got his bet and he thinks it's going to be Cornish that bottles it. I mean, Cornish is towards the end of the lap now.
So he thinks Cornish is going to bottle it.
He thinks he's going to bottle it. Does he think he's going to bottle the fastest lap or does he think he's going to get the fastest lap? I'm not sure.
I think he's going on about him binning it.
He's through there. That's the fastest lap for Cornish. What does Matty have in the locket? We are going to... Matty used to do this quick because we're going to have to go with Grunt in a minute. He's picked up a penalty on his travels.
Oh, Grunty 1.2 behind Pigeon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're going to have to go check that out in a minute. He might not win the race overall, but the pace he's currently going at, he definitely looks like he wants to win it on track at least.
Oh, it's Matty that binned it.
Matty was the bidder. I told you one of them was.
Unlucky man. Hey. Safety car? Oh no, too late. Yeah, way too late. Right, so back to the front. 1.2 second gap.
Number 1, number 2.
Get close to you.
Do you know why that is, mate? Because you're not drinking beer while watching this film. Doing
It's because I've been on the building site all day. That's why.
It sounds like hard really had them after that.
I've been doing it now for about 8 weeks.
I mean, out of curiosity, now I'm going to check this out. I do apologise. Warning, warning. Okay. Pigeon is only one away from a warning.
Ooh. Maybe
So
that's why
Grunty-
he's slowed down.
Grunty putting him under pressure.
But he's not under any pressure, because if he goes for the move, Pigeon should just let him go past. Keep his nose clean. He's laughing. And even if Pigeon doesn't let him pass, he does pick up a penalty. Then he just picks the pace up. So he's clearly not pushing. So I don't know. I just can't see anybody other than Pigeon winning it unless he bins it.
No, Grunty's going to try and put him under some pressure, and if he does make a mistake, at that 3-second penalty comes up, we could see a very interesting one plan.
Oh yeah, I think Grunty. I don't know. I don't think Grunty's stupid. Grunty's not stupid. I don't think he would go for a stupid dive.
I've been in this position before. You do want to win it on track.
Oh no, definitely. But I mean, he's had 2 podiums in a row. He's looking at a 3rd.
Yeah, but is he also not going to be a little bit angry at Pigeon?
For what?
Because he picked up his penalty while attacking Pigeon, and I don't think Pigeon moves then.
One of those things, ain't it? It's racing. But yeah, it would be frustrating.
He's definitely not close enough to try and make a pass anyway.
8.5 tenths.
Nah.
He hasn't got enough ERS either. Pigeon's on 8%, Grunty's on 16. Look at that. The DRS really actually isn't that strong here. He only made a 10th down the whole of that straight. 1/10 is nothing. He's definitely putting him under some pressure. I mean, Grunty has no pressure from behind. He's got 4.3 second gap.
Yeah,
I think Legends is actually coming back at Tornado.
He is.
Legends is only 1.3.
Again, he's another one that isn't close enough.
Ooh, do you know? I thought Tornado had 6 seconds.
No, he's only got the 3.
Yeah, he's only got 3. I thought he did that.
Gone ball with Pigeon. He is about to come home and take the win of this race, closing the. What did they get? 50? Yeah, he's going to close the championship. He's not going to take the lead.
Great
Mr.
race,
Pigeon
definitely.
a great race. Pigeon takes the win, followed by Grunty in P2. Tornado safely comes home in P3. Legends in P4. I don't make a mistake. Oh no, quick! He's got Tribal on the last lap. Cornish is going to come home in P5 and the fastest lap of the race. That's an extra championship point for Mr. Cornish.
Nice. A great race from Pigeon. Clean. Didn't need to push at the end. Just did everything he needed to get the win.
P5 from Cornish. Quirk is about to come over the line to finish in P6. And he sets the fastest lap of the race. Oh, he's stolen it. He's stolen it from Cornish. Right, do you want to get...
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
I'll get
Pigeon
them
Grunt
in.
and Tornado.
Pigeon Grunt Tornado.
You want to get them in? So, I'm just going to go over this anyway, but there is Mr. Pigeon doing a dance. Great dance there, Pigeon. Great dance. To take P1. Mr. Grunty comes home in P2. Tornado P3. Haroon, after deciding not to take the pit stop, again, it's a difficult situation for him to be in, but he comes home in P4. Cornish in P5. Quirky Turtle takes P6 and the fastest lap. Tribal in P7. Matty in P8. And I'm not sure who gets points because I'm not sure who went out, but Hudson 9, Cornish Star 10, Camo 11, Horizon 40 12, Sturridge in 13th, Rippling One Shot in 14th, and Slithering in 15th.
Shotgun taking interviewing second.
Okay,
You can
no
take third
problem.
and first. I've even interviewed Gruntley for the last 2 weeks in second place.
Yeah, literally.
Do we have everyone in?
Wait on. Pick again.
Is everyone in? Is Tornado here? Pigeon here?
Yes, I think. No, Pigeon's not here yet. There he is.
There he is. Right, let's get your audio included, guys.
Let Pigeon load into the lobby into the party first, mate.
It's loaded then, he's fine. Anyway, let's jump in.
You ain't on PC no more, mate. Right, things take a bit slower here.
Well, we'll start with P3, Mr. Tornado. Great drive from him, to be fair. He started 10th on the grid, so he was the back runner in Q3. And he's come home to finish in P3. So, great race from you, Tornado. Talk us through how that went for you. How did you end up where you were?
Nice.
Tornado?
Great talk.
Okay, we'll come back to Tornado. We'll let Petronius move straight on to P2 and Mr. Grunt. And then we'll try Tornado again after. Go for it. Patrons?
Well, Grunty, P2 again.
Hello.
That's 3
back.
weeks in a row, my friends. What a bit of consistency going on. Talk us through what happened tonight, because if I'm being honest, I don't really know what happened. The gaps were... One time we had a train of 10 people, and then before we knew it, we had gaps of about 4 seconds between. So talk us through.
Yeah, it's mental from start to finish, really. Like, obviously at the start it was just like a train, and then I ended up dropping off that train, and then I had obviously I think Cornish and Tornado behind me, and then like tried to get a move on, but for some reason the mediums weren't coming to me at all until like the final part of the medium. Oh, what is that echo?
Wow.
It's Tornado. Please move your note, Tornado. Oh my god.
Cybertech has attacked.
Yeah, right. As I was saying, yeah, so at the start of the stint, my mediums were like awful. So happily, we got a safety car, I think lap 8, and we all pitted for hards. When the safety car restart, I got a bit of a better start than Pigeon, but my setup was obviously not very good in a straight line. Accidentally dive bombed around the outside, which I didn't mean to do. I was meant to brake early, but Pigeon, as he is, brakes early anyway, so obviously an active defensive Tornado behind. But then I went off the track, like following Legends, and I really didn't want to overtake Pigeon like off the track, so I let off, just let obviously Pigeon go past, and then I think I made contact again with Pigeon. Well, not again. I made contact with Pigeon at the end of the straight, the DRS straight, on the safety car restart, which again I did not mean to do, and I do apologise Pigeon for that, but it didn't affect you anyway. And then it was all about just, maintaining the gap, and trying to get past Legends was like flipping Hamilton trying to overtake Alonso. Honestly, it's so difficult.
Defend like a lion.
Honestly, he was defending like crazy, and then as soon as that DS came on, I was so happy. But yeah, it was all about just going as quick as I can whilst maintaining the tyres, and obviously not getting ones, but I ended up getting a pen anyway. But I ended up, obviously, like I said, my tyres really came to me at the end of the stint, and that's where I was catching up to Pigeon. And then I reckon probably a couple more laps, and I'd be making overtakes, but it wasn't bad anyway because of the pen. But
Yeah, we was talking about that.
yeah, just sort of everyone just sort of died, like they disappeared.
Did seem like that, yeah. We had two people crash on one lap.
Yeah, you had like 1 minute loads of people, next minute 2 houses are over the wall, like just don't really know what's going on. And then for some reason I think Legends made a mistake and didn't hit. But I at the moment have conjunctivitis, and basically I can't see really well. So for the last like 6 laps, I was squinting for the last 6 laps. It's horrible. But yeah, well, it wasn't bad. GG the Pigeon, it was a great race.
I'm going to throw out there. Sorry, Ted. But I'm going to throw out there. It's not conjunctivitis. It's pink eye from spending the weekend at Cornish's house. Carry on, Ted.
Wow. Let's just hope Cornish hasn't got a pink eye. conjunctivitis, as they call it these days.
That's why I call it that.
Anyway, no. Once again, though, Grundy, congratulations on the Q2. It was a good race at times, and it went a bit stale at times. But overall, it was a good race, and once again, good form from you. So I'm hoping it's Japan next week, isn't it?
Yeah, I like Japan.
I'm feeling a bit ill next week, I think. How are you? Do you like Japan? Is it a good track for you?
I like Japan. Yeah. It's obviously a very big wheel track, so I'm hoping to do quite well. But no, yeah, it should be a really fun race next week. Many trains again.
Yeah, definitely. Right, well, once again, congratulations, and I'll pass it over to Shane if he has any questions for you, or straight to P1.
Yeah, great race, Grunt. Obviously, I thought that, and I will apologise to Pigeon for that in a moment, but I thought that Pigeon had perhaps not seen you coming and sort of pushed you off, which is what gave you your penalty. But you must look at that race. Yeah, you probably want to gain on Pigeon, but at the end of the day, you gained on the championship leader overall, so it still keeps you within that battle. So I'd imagine you're quite happy with that result for the long term.
Yeah. That's obviously the ultimate aim. Is mate, being top 3 at the moment is like a dream. I did not expect it at all. I better start doing a bit more practice, I think, to actually flipping compete. But no, yeah, it's good.
Well, congratulations on that anyway. I don't think we've got a P3 interview today. Unfortunately, I think Tornado was having issues and he's left. But first things first, Pigeon. Again, I do apologise. You will hear me on the stream say a few times that I thought that you'd push, because you've been so concentrated on trying to overtake Karoon that you hadn't seen Grunt coming, and you'd pushed him off the track potentially, which was what gave him his penalty. But clearly from
proper bitching about you, mate. Proper bitching
about you.
I want to do in the comms box, and you just roast me. What is
from Grunty's interview, that obviously wasn't the case, so I do apologise about that. But no, for you, mate, you started, I think you were P3 on the grid. Obviously, JJ Hudson got pole, but he had a pretty bad start, but he managed to hold on, and we saw Legends drive away in the early stages, and obviously you were trying your best to get past JJ Hudson. I mean, do you want to talk us through what your thought process was at that time?
My thought process was try just to attack as early as I could, to be honest, before he got into a rhythm. Being on the wheel, I thought he would be faster than me, which looked like the case, and I wanted him ideally not to get in Legends DRS with a couple of laps. I almost got him straight at the start, to be fair, but he did really well to hold it around a couple of corners. And then, yeah, I didn't have the pace to get by him. So it was just kind of trying to look it out, but I think his strategy went against him.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Again, I mean, Legends were extremely unlucky, and I said while we were on comms that he was in a position where if he pits, you guys stay out, and he's got to overtake 3 cars. If he stays out, you guys pit, and you've got the better tyres on him. And it turned out that he chose to stay out, and you guys stopped, and that was obviously the right call, as seen by the way that the race went. But yeah, it was a great race from you. I'm sure towards the end there, Grunty was catching you, but you saw his penalty. Were you just sort of, right, he's got a penalty, I don't have to worry, I can just bring the car home?
No, not really. I was filling my pants, to be fair, because I had one warning left. And
you had one warning from the safety car.
Yeah, I got one of them. I got one of them stupid warnings where you go wide. I mean, it's a street track, there's walls, so you can't really go wide.
Oh, yeah.
But I went over a white line somewhere and got a warning, which was annoying. So yeah, I was just.
That's the
crapping
right
myself.
hander after the second DRS, isn't it?
No, that is.
That gets you every time. Every
I
time.
actually got it after the second DRS. You go left, right, and then that really awkward left. I went wide there somehow, and yeah, that messed me up. So I was really just. I mean, obviously, Grunty had a pen, but if I got a pen as well, it would have been fair game for him to fully attack. And
Cheeky little
yeah,
dive
it
bomb.
was looking rapid towards the end, to be fair. So GG to Grunty is done really, really well these last few races as well. So need to watch my back.
Yeah, it was a great race in the. I mean, I was extremely concerned after the first safety car that me and Patronus were going to have to chat shit for the next 30 minutes, but
Well, we did, didn't we?
yeah, we had about 7 or 8 laps of it, and then another safety car came out, and the action started all over again.
Just died.
So yeah, it was a good race. I enjoyed the comms. I'm sure Patronus probably did as well. But yeah, well done.
Yeah, of course.
We haven't. Tornado's not joined back, has he? Before I end us.
No, he hasn't.
Okay. So, again, great race from the F2 guys. I've really enjoyed comms as well with Patronus or Pazuzu or Texas Ted or whatever he calls himself at this moment in time. But congratulations to Pigeon on the win. He closes the gap on Legends. Grunty again, P2, may have lost out to Pigeon, but he also closes the gap on Legends, which is the big factor here. And Tornado coming from P10 to P3. My driver of the day, and it's probably going to get driver of the day on Twitter. Do make sure to check that out on Twitter. That vote will go up at some point soon, and get your vote in for who you think deserves driver of the day. Thank you for joining us. That was F2. Pigeon took the win. Join us tomorrow for F5. Thank you. Bye bye.
Sweet.